खनमण्डित आयत पानी चामर छत्र विभूषित पादो ऐसा ही तुई.
For a little while, I take our time to reflect upon the significance of the right effort in the Noble Eightfold Path or Nibbanic Path. Noble Eightfold Path or Nibbanic Path. Here in the topic I say no travelers. No travelers means we say the Noble Eightfold Path, we are treading the path. In that sense, we are travelers. We are travelers means we are practitioners of the Dhamma, of the Noble Eightfold Path. So, the Buddha's doctrine, Dhamma, is the teaching of the Buddha, mainly the Four Noble Truths, and the path is the Noble Eightfold Path. Both are in the path. Doctrine and the practice are in the path. What does it mean? Doctrine and the path, doctrine and the practice, both are in the Noble Eightfold Path. How do you understand that? Doctrine and practice both are in the Noble Eightfold Path. So what is the doctrine and what is the path? So doctrine is Four Noble Truths, isn't it? Yes. You all know that. Suffering and the cause of suffering and yeah. That's right, that is doctrine, the core of Buddhist teaching. So the practice, what we have to practice? We have to practice Noble Eightfold Path. So both are in the same path, means when we see the first factor is right view. What does it mean, Sammaditthi or right view? Right view means the doctrine. Right view means, Sammaditthi means dukkha jnanam, dukkha samudaya jnanam, dukkha nirodha jnanam, dukkha nirodha gamini patipadaya jnanam, ayam uchchati sammaditthi. That means understanding the Four Noble Truths is defined as Sammaditthi. So Four Noble Truths are in the part of the one of the factors, Noble Sammaditthi. Sammaditthi means the doctrine of the Buddha. It defines Four Noble Truths. So the practice, we have to practice the path. We have to practice eight noble factors. So therefore, doctrine and practice both are in the Noble Eightfold Path. I hope you understand. Sammaditthi is defined as the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths. That is the doctrine. And the path is the Noble Eightfold Path to be practiced. So, we are travelers means we have to tread the path, this Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path is divided into three categories. We can say Sila, Samadhi and Panya. These are the three shiksha, three type of training, three shiksha. Sila is a training, Samadhi is a training, wisdom is training. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. 3 type of Siksha means training. So the first part, Sila, start with Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva. 3 factors are there in the category of Sila. And the second part, Samadhi, right effort, right mindfulness and right concentration. 3 factors are in the Samadhi category. And in the wisdom category, 2 are Sammaditthi and Samma Sankappa. Right view and right concept, right thought or right concept. So these are the 2 factors in the category of wisdom. When we see these 3 things, scholars have identified the 3 factors have been included to the Noble Eightfold Path regarding the 3 levels of our action. What are these 3 levels of our action? First factor, first thing, we speak and we do physical action and verbal action. So our verbal and physical action to be I can say controllers, to be wholesome. In that regards, Sila part is important. Sila part means morality. Morality, Sila, purify our action, physical action and verbal action. If we follow the Samma Vacha, right speech, then our words are good. And Samma Kammanta, action, physical action, and Samma Ajiva, right livelihood, then our physical actions are right. This is the way our physical and verbal actions. That is the level of action. And the unseen part is the mind part. So in the mind there are a lot of unwholesome thoughts come to the thought process. When we are not aware, unwholesome thoughts or defilements come to activate in our thoughts. So therefore anger and also other defilements connected with anger, like jealousy, etc. And sometimes greediness and also michaditi, all these things come to the mind. So we can control that part following Samma Samadhi. When we practice meditation, concentration, then our the unseen level, our mind, become pure. That is the one aspect of Noble Eightfold Path. So, but we are not yet completed our action. There are latent tendencies, means some tendencies means anusaya level. Anusaya means they are like sleeping they are sleeping defilements, dormant level. But when we are excited, this dormant level defilements come to the thought process. When these thought processes become become active, we speak or we take actions. So therefore, Noble Eightfold Path, wisdom part, connected to the dormant level or the Anusha level, hibernating level. Then the concentration part connected to the thought processes. Then thought process is okay, and we can control, or we can aware, we take the responsibility of appearance of unwholesome, and action level we can control by sila, morality. This is the way sila, samadhi and panya. So I have selected this part, right effort. Without right effort, it is important, there is no achievement. No achievement. When one practices or when one travels the path, treading the path, we need an effort. So therefore the effort or samma vayama is the most important part to achieve the Noble Eightfold Path. Without no effort, without our energy or effort, there is no traveler. There is no traveler, only the path. So therefore, as we are travelers, means we have to practice right effort. Then we become travelers. If we don't have effort, we are not travelers, only the teaching in the books only. So therefore, effort, what does it mean, effort? Samma vayama. Samma vayama. Samma vayama is effort divided into four parts. Samma vayama is being divided into four parts. I can't say categories, 4 parts are there. Samma vayama. What are these 4 parts? Uppannānaṁ akusalaṇaṁ dhammānaṁ pahanāya chanjan janeti vayamati viryaṁ ārabhati cittam pagannāti padāti. Anuppannānaṁ akusalaṇaṁ dhammānaṁ. That means prevention, the mind, unnourishing, unwholesome state of mind, not to arise unwholesome state in the mind which not yet arisen. They have not yet arisen unwholesome state of mind. We have to prevent the rising of unwholesome state of mind. That means this unwholesome state, they have not yet arisen in our mind, so we have to prevent our mind from arising. For instance, if the burglar has not come to the premises, we have to prevent the door. We have to check the door, and we have to have the door not to come to the premises. That is the like a simile like that. Prevention from the rising of unwholesome state of mind which not yet arisen. They haven't not yet arisen, but we have to prevent the rising. That is one effort. That is explained like 5 hindrances. In meditation, we talk very much about 5 hindrances. So we have to deal these 5 hindrances. If they haven't arisen in our mind, we have to prevent the rising this unwholesome state of our mind. So therefore, in the meditation, we use one important technique for to stop the rising of unwholesome state, that is called yoniso manasikara. We use this technique to prevent our mind rising of unwholesome state of our mind which are not yet arisen. What is yoniso manasikara? Yoniso manasikara is wise consideration. Wise consideration. Yoni means womb. Babies are born in the womb. Like that, yoniso manasikara means we have to be we have to pay our attention. Manasikara means attention. We have to pay our attention to the very beginning of the thought process. Now you understand, eh? We have to pay our attention. Manasikara, yoni means the very beginning of the thought process. When our thought process starts, we can, if we are aware, if we use this technique, we can see these unwholesome states arise in the mind. So we have to prevent, if we have this tool or technique, I have to be considered wisely, wise consideration. Ayoniso manasikara is unwise consideration. If something we see, we develop some thought processes, sometimes they are not conducive for the Nibbanic path. Therefore, yoniso manasikara is a technique, is the right way to observe where these thought processes arise, unwholesome state, where these unwholesome state arise in our mind. We have to take the torch and we have to light the area. And we have to take the torch and this yoniso manasikara, we see there is unwholesome state of mind rising. Seeing or hearing or tasting or touching or smelling, if we are excited, maybe 5 hindrances, kama chanda, anger, our restlessness and worries and all these things, there is a possibility. So therefore, yoniso manasikara is a technique to use to stop the rising of unwholesome state in our mind. That is first step or the first one part of the right effort. Right effort. So what is the second part? Abandoning the unwholesome state of our mind which are already arisen in our mind. You see, already they have arisen in our mind, but they are unwholesome. We are aware, mind is conquered by anger, mind is conquered by lust, mind is conquered by delusion, or sometimes laziness or lethargic feeling, or perfectly doubts, whatever it is. They are already in our mind. So what we have to need effort, we have to effort to abandon these things. Otherwise, there is no progress, mental progress. So how can we abandon? How can we abandon? This is in the Vitakka Santana Sutta, very important discourse, is given an analogy. Analogy means like a carpenter, it says in the Vitakka Santana Sutta, like a carpenter, if there a peg or a nail, a wooden nail, that time, wooden nail is there. So how the carpenter drive out this old peg? He take a new peg and put over that old peg or nail, and he strike on the new peg. Then the old one is going out, drive out. That is an analogy given in the Vitakka Santana Sutta, how already in our mind, if there are any unwholesome state has been arisen, how can we take it out? That is the analogy. Take a peg, carpenter use that peg to drive out that. This is the analogy. Likewise, Vitakka Santana Sutta, it says actually, according to our charita or temperaments. So therefore, if there is anger in our mind, how can we deal this anger? Well, you may have some kind of idea. Anger is no more good. Because if anger develops furthermore, you will become you will become an evil one, because you will do some unwholesome actions. So therefore, if the anger or lust or other delusion or whatever it is, unwholesome state of mind, we have to purify. We have to purify our mind. Therefore, in the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha said, Ekaino bhikkhave ayam maggo satthanam visuddhya. This is a very direct technique, practicing mindfulness, practicing meditation is a direct path for the purification of the mind. That means we can purify our mind. Then in the teaching, there are different ways Buddha has recommended. For instance, and if there is desire, kama chanda, that is the first hindrance, no? Kama chanda, how can we push away? How can we abandon that? Buddha used a very, very good technique. One thing is reflect upon repulsiveness of the body. You know repulsiveness? The body, body, sarire pilikul bhave. Sarire pilikul bhave, repulsiveness. We think it's very beautiful, very attractive. I love it. How can I get it this way? Because of the desire. Because of the desire. So if one reflect really repulsiveness, for instance, 32 parts of the body. If we think these 32 parts, pilikul bhavana, then we can understand these are vipallasa, perversion. Vipallasa means perversion. We take impermanent as permanent. We take impurity as purity. We take beauty, although it is not beauty. So this way, they are perversion, what we call vipallasa. So therefore, the reality is, we take 32 parts of the body, then we can understand a little bit. It's not really beautiful or not really attractive. For instance, kesa. Kesa means hair. If you think, oh, my here is Kesa Kalyana. But here you should understand Buddha didn't deny Buddha didn't deny that women has to protect their beauty. Buddha said that. Buddha said that women has to protect their beauty. But the meditators, yogis, they are not aware about that. They are not interested about that. But Buddha said the hair, kesa, loma, the hair of the skin or something like that, and teeth. They are beautiful. When we early morning we brush our teeth and we smile and okay, and it's a way. But if a single hair in our cup of soup, maybe not happy. Sometimes we don't think that soup. I will keep it away. We will take it. If we see a tooth in our rice plate, what do you think? Our tooth is in the plate of rice. Oh, like delicious, we say, don't say that. So this is the way. We take one by one. Buddha gave that technique. Take one by one. As a whole, it can be beautiful. But in the Nibbanic path, we should be aware of all these things. We are deluded. They are perversion. So therefore, it is not like that. So also concentrate about impermanence. Impermanence means anicca. Then we understand anicca. Anicca, then our desire can be weakened, can be reduced or abandoned. So these are methods. And anger, how can we deal with anger? We have to meditate metta. Metta meditators, they have developed this quality in their mind. So if anger rises in the mind, so we can use that what we have developed metta exercise. If one had exercised metta, this network of loving kindness, one can use that technique if one really want to abandon anger. If I like to enjoy my anger, I love my anger, then you don't want to practice metta. You, in opposite way, you can develop your anger. But certainly our destination is different. Not a spiritual destination, it will be a devil destination of Mara. So therefore, the positive side, anger can be controlled by practicing metta. Buddha recommended that. And desire and also doubts. Investigation, the Dhamma Vichaya, investigation, the Dhamma. This way, positive side can be developed. Positive side that can be developed. And meditation, Anapanasati, it develop our awareness and develop our wisdom and our delusion, our stupidity. We can stop somehow. So this way, like the carpenter taking a peg and drive away the old one. Likewise, positive side, positive things, take that and abandon the other side. I hope that is one way, our effort. Abandoning, first thing is prevention, then the abandoning. And what is the third part is is introducing or producing wholesome state of my mind which has not been arisen. If there is no any wholesome state in our mind, we have to produce that. Because you may read that the Chetasikas in our mind, there are 52 Chetasikas in our mind. All these Chetasikas in the same mind, unfortunately. Evil Chetasikas are in the same mind, and wholesome Kusala Chittas, Chetasikas are in the same mind. So then, what happened? This unwise consideration, ayonis or manasikara, then these are excited, negative side excited, then we are not aware that develop in our mind, unwholesome state of our mind. Then the positive side, wholesome state of mind like saddha, metta, compassion, equanimity, and appreciated joy, mudita, all these possibilities there. So therefore, the Buddha taught you take the responsibility, understand the human existence, the significance, and take this responsibility and understand the capability as well. So develop this, produce this wholesome state of mind. Here in this context, what we have to produce in our mind, in the Nibbanic path, we are travelers. So taking this tool of effort, we have to produce. If you think you are flower bed, if you want to produce a lot of beautiful flowers, you have to find these beautiful plants and you have to plant these things. Likewise, so good wholesome state of mind. In that regards, Buddha in the sutta it says 7 factors of enlightenment to be cultivated, to be planted in the bed of mind. So 7 bojjhanga, satta bojjhanga. Satta bojjhanga means they are factors of enlightenment. You know, 37 factors are there. Sattis bodhipakshika dharma. Among those 37, there is a category called satta bojjhanga. The bojjhanga means factors of enlightenment. Factors of enlightenment. Sati Sambojjhango, mindfulness. Introduce mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. So we all know what is mindfulness. The definition, the shortest definition is said, non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. That is sati. What is going on in us at the present moment. If we are aware, what is going on in us means in the mind, at the present moment, is to be non-judgmental. We shouldn't judge. Then we can see anger has arisen in my mind, or good side also there in the mind. So non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. That is awareness, mindfulness. Dhamma Vicaya is investigation the Dhamma. So when we listen the Dhamma, we have to listen. When we listen the Dhamma, there are blessings. Asodansunati, we can listen and we can hear something which we haven't heard before. Sometimes if we have heard before, we can sutang pariyudapeti, we can have good foundation about that. Again and again listen. And kankam vitarati, we can overcome the doubts. If we have doubts about Dhamma, listen to the Dhamma, then we can develop knowledge and we can overcome the doubts. Kankam vitarati, chittamasa pasidati, our mind become pure, pleasant. And asammulo can means our mind become free from delusion. So therefore, Dhamma Vichaya is investigation the Dhamma. Investigation the Dhamma. In Buddhism, freedom is given. Freedom is given to investigate the Dhamma. It's not any secret in Buddhism. There is no fist in the Buddha's teaching. Buddha had revealed everything. And even when Buddha passed away, he was lying on a place in Kusinara. Before he asked monks, "Do you have any doubts about my teaching?" Look at that. Buddha was going to die within the next few minutes. And he asked monks, "Do you have any doubts about my teaching?" Very open teaching. Openness is there. No any secrets in the teaching. So therefore Buddha has given freedom to investigate the Dhamma. Dhamma Vichaya Sambojjhango. It is a factor of enlightenment. Virya is another part we are talking about, and Piti is rapture. Piti is rapture. When we learn, when we investigate, when we meditate, our mind becomes free from suffering. Because mind is in the process of meditation, awareness, mindfulness, then we don't have any permission. Means we don't have any opportunity to be worried, because in meditation we experience joy. Joy means rapture, piti. They are actually the results or the consequences of the practice. So piti, passaddhi is tranquility. Mind become very tranquilized, very peaceful. No any defilements in the mind. And samadhi, concentrated, one-pointedness in the mind. Upekkha is equanimity. Equanimity is very, very deep experience. Who matured, spiritually matured people have this feeling of upekkha, equanimity. These are the 7 factors of enlightenment, satta bojjhanga. If I repeat, sati, mindfulness; dhamma vichaya, investigation, and energy, and rapture, tranquility, and concentration, and equanimity. So the Buddha said, produce. That is the third part of the right effort. Produce. What we have to plant in our bed of mind for the Nibbana path. Beautiful flowers, when we introduce to our bed of flowers, likewise, we have to introduce these things, we have to exercise these things. So therefore the results are there. all the interrelated and interconnected. So the Nibbanic path, then we introduce, and the fourth effort is Anuppannānaṁ kusalānaṁ dhammānaṁ upādāya chandāṁ janeti vāyamati viryaṁ ārvati cittam pagganhāti padati. Uppannānaṁ kusalānaṁ dhammānaṁ biyo bhavāya, bhavanāya, paripurya. That means to be completed, to be maintained, and to be cultivated. What we have, the property, spiritual properties in our mind, we have to, already they are there. Already they are there. We have to effort, we have to maintain that properties, we have to protect and maintain. That is the fourth effort. So how can we maintain? Okay, we have to, in day-to-day life, how do you maintain? If you want to maintain your building, your home, your flat, or whatever, you clean the platen and you renovate it, etc. You do that, all these things. Likewise, our mind, we have already some qualities, spiritual qualities. So therefore, we have to maintain. That is another effort. Another effort. These are the four parts of the right effort. First thing is prevention, and the second part is abandoning. Third part is producing, introducing, good thing, introduce. And fourth part is maintaining the wholesome state of mind, which already have arisen in our mind. We all, some extent we have accrued some spiritual properties. We have accrued. So, Uddabindu nepātena uddakumbho purati. Little drop of water fill the pot. Likewise, we have to collect, we have to maintain, then we can fulfill our, we have to do the perfection, fulfillment, and also development, spiritual path, this wholesome state of mind. These are the four parts of right effort. So traveler, so we become traveler, otherwise we are not treading the path. We are not travelers. The teaching are in the books, in the Puskolapot. Teaching are in the Puskolapot. We just show in the libraries. We are not travelers. We become travelers when we practice the right effort. We have to exercise the right effort. Then we become travelers. So that is the way. No travelers in the path, but the path is there. Path is there. So we become travelers. So then, path, noble, eightfold path, we say path. So we become travelers by practicing right effort. Right effort means entire noble eightfold path. Not only one factor. All the other 7 factors of noble eightfold path interconnected. Then all these factors can be fulfilled, can be completed. Destination, we reach the destination. We reach the destination. That is none other than the Nibbana, enlightenment. I wish may you all try to understand what I try to explain here today and do more effort to achieve spiritual qualities and try our wish, our main and sole prarthana, which is may we all attain the everlasting peace of nirvana. I think 5:30, this time we have now another important practice, Vasaradhana. Vasaradhana is very important for today as the Esala day. So this nun also come. We start that now.
चक्रवडं कीतरत्न सुपादो